have John Gallos, Bud Kraling, Tony Saffold, Dan Carlson, Dale Dovish, Steve Doyle, Debbie Ely. You want to pick it up, Bill?
Caroline Lowe, Tom Hanneman, Lisa Nee, Mike Walcher, Bronco, Sue Plato, there she is, Pat Miles, Dave Moore, and this two-tier truck will be used in the move to the new location, which will be 90 South 11th Street, and there they go.
This is the Aberdeen Snow Queen, riding in a very comfortable convertible. Her name is Carrie K. Gabb. And from there we jump to Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza. And here's some lively characters you'll recognize. Chuck E. Cheese himself, along with his buddies, Mr. Munch, the Purple Pizza Eater.
The Purple Pizza Eater, come on, Pat. There are a few representatives in our rather sizable crowd here at Parade Stadium, and as is usually the case at the Torchlight Parade, the throngs, literally the throngs in downtown Minneapolis as the parade wends its 3.1 miles through the downtown area. Leaves Parade Stadium, goes down Hennepin for a ways, and then moves over to Marquette.
That's right. Here we're looking at the Anoka High School Band, the Marching Tornadoes. That's a really ironic nickname for the high school band from Anoka, considering what the wind damage the community suffered just a few weeks ago.
It's a very large band, Pat.
140 members. They represent Minnesota's largest high school with over 2,600 students. They're under the new direction this year of Mr. Zela Fashion. Hope I got his name right. He has planned a busy schedule for his band. This is just one of over 30 performances on their roster.
Hey, girls,
they'll perform, and we'll listen.
You know, when you're blowing bubbles, then you know the wind is hot. I heard my mic on the other side. Yep, that all might work.
High School Band, and from there we go to our friend in the stands with his band.
Yeah, and what parade would be complete without bubbles? Go ahead, let's get our bubbles going, because that way we can test which way the wind's coming. We've got friends from Maple Plain and Minnetonka. What? Yeah, you can have a turn too. Everyone's having fun here at the parade. Go ahead, let's test the wind again, girls. Okay, back to you, Pat and Bill.
It's Bubble Day in the stands. Well, here we have some folks aboard convertibles. Let's see if we can find who they are. Dudley and Diane Strain here from Oregon to represent the Portland Rose Festival. And while we thank them for joining us, let's meet some other Queen candidates.
Right now we're looking at the Portland Rose Festival Queen and the Sweden Midsummer Queen. We'll be showing you the rest of our own Queen of the Lakes candidates later on in the show. In fact, later on in the show happens to be right now, so let's go to them.
Mona Patnode, Miss Rockford. My name is Chris Ehrenholtz, and I represent Clare City.
I'm Cindy Lundy, Miss Robbinsdale.
I'm Karen Lukema, representing the Cokato Corn Carnival.
Hi, I'm Annette Schimming, Miss Princeton.
Hi, I'm Christine Cruz, representing the city of Columbia Heights.
And representing our competing station, KSTP, there's a gang of friends of ours.
Looks like we've got from the Good Company show both Steve Edelman and Sharon Anderson. And here in the second car, the second car is a 1923 Huckster station wagon.
I think Karen Carnes and Tom Green are there. You know, it's interesting. A friend from another station said to me the other day, it's interesting that you show competing stations. And I say, why not? We're all involved in the celebration. I said, well, I don't think our station would. I'm sure they would, though, Pat, don't you think so?
We're all friends.
The next float, in keeping with the flags that you see there in the breeze, Scandinavian design. Scandinavian design of the Twin Cities.
It is a beauty. It's a 40-foot long float. As you can see, it's draped in yellow, white, and blue flowers. And we have another Aquatennial Queen candidate on board, Becky Beisel. Hope I got her name right. She was chosen as this year's State Fair poster girl. Her court members are Terry Klein and Denise Gamache.
See, the reason I could recognize it even at this distance is because of the Scandinavian flags flying proudly in the back of this float.
You know, Bill, I think we ought to say that 400 volunteers helped put together this parade this year under the leadership of Kurt Landrisch, Vice Commodore of Parades. And they've worked many long hours throughout the past several months in preparation for today's exciting parade, and we owe them a lot of thanks.
You know who else we owe a lot of thanks to is our technical crew here at Channel 4. They have done a daytime parade which almost turned into a technical disaster, but they pulled it out just 20 minutes before the parade. Last night they did this remarkable Summerfest festival at Orchestra Hall, and then tonight put together the Torchlight parade. And I must say that a remote broadcast of this magnitude is not an easy thing to assemble, and they've done 3 of them in 5 days.
That's
it's quite
true.
an achievement.
The fact that it's live is just the icing on the cake, folks.
From Waconia, just a bit to the west of the Twin Cities, comes this next marching band, proudly carrying their banner. 120 members strong, recipient of numerous awards as a superior high school marching band. They're dressed in black, white, and gold. They have now moved into the range of our microphone, so let's listen to the Waconia High School Band.
Now we know why they've won so many awards.
Very large and impressive organization. Coming to us now, a long group of units representing the Zura Shrine Temple, actually 16 units strong, and it's preceded by the Chief of Staff and a special color guard.
That's right. And Bill, do you know they're the 11th largest shrine temple in all of North America?
I knew they were big. I guess I didn't know precisely how big.
That's pretty big. They have 25 organized units and numerous shrine clubs, and we'll probably be with them for the next couple minutes because they'll keep coming and coming and coming.
This is the famous Fez float, which of course is a replica of what Shriners wear as part of their regalia.
President of this group is Charles Rolifson, and the Director General is Sam Parks.
One of the lines that they use in Shrine is that no man stands so tall as when he stoops to help a crippled child, and they have done a great deal of that.
Here comes the Zura Temple's big brassy band.
We've got to listen to them. There's no alternative, but we want to. Let's hear it. Zura Temple Shrine Band marching us by, and there's the drill team. We're going to take just this brief pause. We'll be right back at Parade Stadium.
Color Tile's having a sale so big we're filling hundreds of semis with great do-it-yourself ideas for your home. And because it all comes from Color Tile's own factories, we can sell it for a lot less. During our factory direct sale, save $3 a gallon on Color Tile's interior and exterior paint. Our beautiful wood parquet is just 46 cents a tile, and two of our best ceramic patterns are just 22 cents each. It's all headed to your Color Tile store now. And from the looks of things, so am I. Color Tile, all the choices make all the difference.
Ronald McDonald in Good Morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you. The sun's shining brightly. The day is brand new.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. The sky's never been so incredibly blue. Your best friends and breakfast are waiting there for you. McDonald's, Ronald and you.
Good morning.
Everything the federal government does, one way or another, affects somebody, and somebody right here. Having lived in the Twin Cities for 15 years, and as far as I'm concerned, this is my hometown, means I go to Washington with the kind of perspective of I'm a Minnesotan in Washington. I love the Twin Cities. I love Minnesota. I understand Minnesota politics. Therefore, I want to look for the kinds of stories that will mean something to the people here.
Skip Loescher, live nightly from Washington on the 10 p.m. report. News for thinking people.
We are back with the Zura Funsters this time. There's a man there that says, "Smile, say cheese, you're on camera." The Zura Funsters are a group of clowns, all kinds of clowns, cheering up kids. You know, part of the Shrine's very active involvement is the Shrine Hospital for Children, and they appear very frequently there, but not only at their own hospital, everywhere they are needed to cast a little joy.
Their director is Gary Masler, and their president is Larry Baker. Now, the snappy tempo, flashy uniforms, and thrilling music to the quick beat tell us that the Zura Drum Corps is here.
You know, a drum corps differs from a band, Pat, in that they very frequently, depending upon how closely they're following the rules, don't have valved instruments. They have drums and bugles, and therefore don't have any instruments like saxophones or trombones or trumpets or anything with valves on them. So drum and bugle corps is quite different from a band and really quite exciting.
They place first in almost every competition they're in, by the way.
They tell me this is the very first uniform unit at all Shrindom. From 1892, this patrol was first established. If you watch Saturday's parade, you probably noticed a number of bands and drill teams marching in perfect rhythm, as you saw here. And if you look very closely, you could have seen a very unusual group. They didn't have instruments or flags, but they did have a mission in mind.
Hey, it's marching time! Everybody fall out!
July 8th, 1983. These 40 young men and women have a mission. It won't be pretty, it won't be easy. But with a little determination and a lot of practice, they'll accomplish it with great feat. July 10th, 1983. A special rendezvous is arranged. The mission date draws closer. If only they could. July 11th, 1983. Once again, the group prepares for the ensuing confrontation. Who will they meet? What will the temperature be? Have they worn sensible shoes? Finally, the practice begins. The mission becomes clear. It all seems worth it.
Left! Left! Left!
Who are all these crazy people? The Caldwell Banker briefcase drill team, of course, and their mission to have the most fun marching in the Aquatennial parades. It's the group's first year together, and according to Drill Sergeant Jerry Ott, it didn't take much to sell these real estate agents on the idea.
Actually, we've had some really super support from the different offices. We've had practice in nearly all the offices.
Will the many practice hours pay off?
I think so. I think we've had a lot of fun, and I don't think it's going to end at the Aquatennial parade.
Look for the Caldwell Banker briefcase drill team in a parade near you. They may not march straight, but they sure know their business.
What will they come up with next?
We're back live at Parade Stadium. We're seeing the last of the Zura Cycle Corps and the beginning of the Zura Horsemen. As you can see, the Zura interests in different methods of locomotion as well as different forms of helping other people, all kinds of things is rather fully expressed in among these parade units. Beautiful horses, aren't they?
They sure are, Bill. They were founded in 1946. And of course, they're a nationally known group, and they've ridden in parades throughout North America, from Toronto to Las Vegas, from Regina to Mexico City, as well as in the Parade of Roses in Pasadena. They've won first place many times in both regional and national competition.
Their military uniforms, their parade and their drill teams, I've watched them drill rather frequently. They drill at an area near Chaska. They perform their Royal Canadian Mounted Police drills and their famous musical ride. They're quite a group. The horses, incidentally, are sorrel in color, and they are American quarter horses, owned by the members.
They're also special deputy sheriffs of Hennepin County. Captain is Dick Reindl, and the president is Earl Anderson.
Yes, they can be called upon, and occasionally are, for special work as deputy sheriff. Somebody is singing a theme song. I believe this is Celebrity Marshal Denise Miller, unless my eyes deceive me.
Right you are. She's best known for her role as Archie Bunker's niece Billy in Archie Bunker's Place.
WCCO Radio, our sister station, represented here with a couple of units. This one first, of course, their mobile unit, which allows them to broadcast literally on the go with CCO. And behind them, riding in what has been called the world's only convertible bus. I don't know if that's true, but that's what they claim.
It's strange.
Yes, I do know that I've never seen one
a
before.
topless bus, Bill.
Oh my goodness.
They have a gang of people on there. Steve Cannon, Charlie Boone, Dr. Michael Lynch, Eric Escola, Denny Long, David Hopp, Dick Chapman, Bill Anderson.
How about Sherry Ackerman and Bill Deal, Bill Farmer, Ruth Kozlak, Chuck Lilligren, Jim Rogers, and Dean Spratt.
Hi, gang.
And as we see our friends, and as they pass us by, now we're going to move on to another group of Queen candidates.
Laurie Anderson, Montevideo Fiesta Queen.
I'm Denise Schnell, representing Delano.
I'm Nancy Miller, and I'm Miss Little Falls.
My name is Julie Breitzman, and I'm representing the City of East Bethel in this year's Aquatennial pageant.
I'm Lori Olam, and I'm Miss Litchfield.
Hi, I'm Irene Malik, and I'm East Minneapolis Queen.
We are back here with another group of marching young people, the St. Michael Albertville High School Band. They're dressed in royal blue, white shirts with gold trim. They have those very slick Aussie hats. They're playing the song Aztec Fire. I don't know if they're playing it at the moment, but they are going to play something for us. Yes, indeed.
Marching into the night, and what do you say, Bill? Are we about halfway through yet?
I would, well, looking at the time, I would say probably not quite. You see a great many red flashing lights behind us now, and that's because the Minneapolis Fire Department is well represented here. Leading the group is new Fire Chief Thomas Dickinson and his wife Donna. And then behind them, who's next? Miss Firefighter, I believe.
Lori Kubel. And the Minneapolis Fire Department chaplain, Father Balance.
Her job, incidentally, Miss Firefighter, is to help the fire department promote home fire safety throughout the year, but she performs double duty because she also is a Queen candidate.
Look at this, Bill. The National Firefighters Memorial Museum gave us the 1935 antique fire engine. Carrying this year's firefighter princesses, Cindy Halson and Laura Lynn Maki. And here we have representatives from the Big Brothers program of Minneapolis on a 1936 Minneapolis fire engine.
All they have to do is give you a blast on that horn and they get your attention right now.
A big night for them, I'm sure.
Representative of the Big Brothers program. What a time they are having, riding on an old-timer hook and ladder. And watching the hook and ladder and all of the fire engines pass by are Ronald and friends.
All right, hey, are we on? Okay, listen, we've got the Aquatennial band here. Ready, everybody? While one pink porpoise popped up the pole, the other pink porpoise popped down. While one pink porpoise popped up the pole, the other pink porpoise popped down. Two more. While one pink porpoise popped up the pole, the other pink porpoise popped down. While one pink porpoise popped up the pole, the other pink porpoise popped down. Yeah, fun in the stands.
good time with Ronald McDonald. Behind the antique fire engines are a couple of modern fire rigs. And I think one of the floats got stuck exiting Parade Stadium here a moment, so we have a momentary pause with several units right here. The first truck behind them there that the folks in the stands are looking at is an International diesel fire engine, and that second truck is an aerial platform diesel. Lots of specialized equipment in that business. It probably is not used very often, but when it is, it's very important that you be in possession of the best, because of course you save lives that way.
The Minneapolis firefighters do provide residents with 24-hour-a-day service, often risking their lives in the most hazardous occupation in the U.S. I don't think many of us really think of it that way. We take them for granted, and very, very brave and courageous men and women.
There's one of those modern rigs. The Aquatennial and the Winter Carnival I mentioned a little while ago have developed a big cooperative effort, and certainly indeed they do work together throughout the year and do support each other's efforts very effectively. We have another group of Queen candidates to meet person to person.
I'm Wendy Johnson, and I'm from Eden Prairie. I'm Amanda Barrick, the Hutchison J.C. Water Carnival Queen.
Hi, I'm Lori Kubel. I'm Miss Firefighter, and I represent the Minneapolis Fire Department.
I'm Sloan Stewart, and I'm the Hopkins Raspberry Queen.
Hi, I'm Connie Lanners, Miss Fridley.
Hello, my name is Linda Mingle, and I'm Savage Miss Heritage Days.
Well, back at the parade, looks like we've got a little delay, so right now we're going to take a special look at a special piece we did for you. Take a drive. Okay, we're going to stay with us here, and the parade looks like it might be moving a little bit. Right now, again, we're looking at the Minneapolis Fire Department, if you just joined us.
I see the world's largest convertible, the WCCO radio float, is just moving out the other. I guess it might be the world's largest, because there really isn't a lot of call for a bus-sized convertible, is there?
I would say not. Okay, you know, take a drive by any of our lakes and you'll see just about every kind of water sport imaginable. And one sport that's really caught on is sailboarding, and you probably know it more commonly referred to as windsurfing. Take a look.
With a board, a sail, steady legs, a body of water, and wind, freedom is at your fingertips. The sport, sailboarding. However, for those not familiar with the correct name, we found that windsurfing is to sailboarding as Kleenex is to tissue. According to Carol Assad, Aquatennial event coordinator, what started as a fad is now a growing leisure time activity.
The reason why I think it's very popular, especially in Minnesota, is that you have one initial investment, and that's the board and the sail. And they take a lot of wear and tear. And after that, the water's free, the wind's free. You don't need a team to go out and have a good time and do it.
This free-spirited sport looks easy enough, but novices beware. Sue Silverman, sailboarding instructor for Now Sports, suggests that people interested in the sport should invest in beginner lessons. This will eliminate the frustrations when learning to control the board.
Okay, Carol, as you get up on your board, start with kneeling. Kneel up on your board. And then stand up onto your feet with your feet around the universal. Staying kneeled down with your back straight. Now what I want you to do is come to a complete stand, pulling the sail up with you. And as the sail comes up, let the water drain off, which will make the sail lighter for you to get to sail. Now pull it up hand over hand, putting both hands onto the mast, keeping your arms straight, which will help you with your balance.
Once you have the equipment, the lesson, the water, and the wind, it's time for the fun to begin. If this sport tickles your fancy, the Aquatennial has something in store for you. On Saturday, July 23rd, beginning at 9 and running into the evening at Lake Calhoun, there'll be continuous sailboard races. These races are open to everyone from the novice on up.
Back here at Parade Stadium, Pat Brown with Bill Carlson in the 1983 Aquatennial Torchlight Parade. Well, as we watch the Icelandic Festival of Manitoba float go by, we're going to take a station break. We'll be back real soon. Stay with us.
On our night to cook, we'll get off the hook. It gives us a taste for milk. Have no fear, the secret weapon's here. It gives us a taste for milk.
Nothing gives you a lift like the nourishment of milk. It's the fresher refresher. Wouldn't a cold glass taste good right now?
Got a taste for a fresher taste. We've got a taste for the taste of milk.
Milk, the fresher refresher.
I would have said the last thing we women need is another maxi pad. Until this material was invented. They call it dry weave. And it's the patented covering on new Always maxi pads. One look, and you'll see it's designed to give us a refreshingly different kind of protection that simply didn't exist until now. Fabulous. New Always with dry weave. The touch of protection no other maxi has. Always mini pads and panty liners, too.
Hurry, hurry, hurry. Head for your Twin Cities Toyota dealers' greatest show on Worth. Under each dealer's big top, a carnival of Toyota values. But we're not clowning around. We're serious about wanting to give great deals. Immediate delivery on hundreds of new Toyotas. Act fast while they last. And new truck incentives to dealers from Toyota could mean big savings for you. Hurry, hurry, hurry to the greatest show on Worth at your Twin Cities Toyota dealers.
Once Northwestern Bell telephone lines moved only voices from one place to another. Then computer data, graphics, video signals. Today, Northwestern Bell is part of an information network that moves 90% of all business information. The biggest information network in the world. If you have information to move, nothing moves more of it to more places more quickly, more reliably than the information network of Northwestern Bell.
Back at the 1983 Aquatennial Torchlight Parade, we're watching the representatives of the Hutchinson Water Festival, a festival I've visited many times, and boy, did they have a good time.
Amanda Barrick is Miss Hutchinson, an Aquatennial Queen candidate. She's accompanied by Princess Nancy Pellinen and Junior Commodore Jason Reese and Junior Miss Margaret Hall.
Hopkins Raspberry Festival, it seems to me, represented here. We don't. Yes, indeed. One of the biggest festivals in the States.
And here is Mrs. Julia Zesto from China Airlines. She's an honorary guest judge for the Queen of the Lakes competition of the 1983 Aquatennial Festival. She's a well-known businesswoman and writer for leading papers and magazines in Taiwan, Republic of China. Her husband is the president of China Airlines.
In the next car, Miss Wei Che, principal of the Lijian Primary School in Taiwan, Republic of China. She's accompanying the Lijian Primary School Band and Folk Dance Group in Minneapolis during their appearance at Aquatennial events.
And coming down the track here at Parade Stadium.
My goodness, it's a dragon.
It sure is, the Chinese American Association dragon. It's exactly the same type that's used in traditional Chinese celebrations. And carrying the dragon are 25 members of the Chinese American Association of Minnesota. Look at that.
members. This is quite a group. There have been such groups here before, and there's no greater joy than that expressed on the faces of young people who are visiting in different areas of the world for the first time.
Aren't they precious? I think there's something very, very special about Oriental children. They just fascinate me.
They represent the Lijian Primary School of Taipei, Taiwan, Republic of China. During their stay, the children will make numerous appearances throughout the Twin Cities.
Most recently, the children have performed in California and the Dominican Republic. Okay, one guess what this represents. Irish green. This is the Irish Elephant Restaurant double-decker bus. The Irish Elephant has generously provided this bus during Aquatennial Week to transport our many visiting guests and performing groups.
Those young folks up front are still waving as enthusiastically, even though they have been stopped for a few moments. I had been told that he was not going to be in the parade, but that's Skip Humphrey,
He made it.
Attorney General. Yes, Hubert H. Humphrey III, Minnesota's Attorney General. He did make it, carrying on a tradition that his father said many years ago. I wonder. No, I don't believe so. His father used to have a car that looked much like that. I wonder if they have gotten back the...
I think you're right, Bill. I think it is his car.
The Commander's Award. I don't know what float it is, however, so we'll have to wait until we see what the float, which one the Commander's Award is.
I think, Bill, it's the Montevideo Fiesta Days float.
I think you're right.
Montevideo Fiesta Days is a celebration honoring its sister city, Montevideo, Uruguay. Therefore, the float back is patterned after the flashy Uruguayan flag. As you can see, it's blue and white with a big yellow sun gazing out upon the crowd. And if we can get a close-up of her, it's the Aquatennial Queen candidate, Lori Renee Anderson, riding that float. There she is. Hi, Lori.
In Minnesota, it's Montevideo. In Uruguay, it's Montevideo.
Ah.
But they are, of course, I think sister cities. They do have a relationship in any case. St. Anthony Village High School coming up just a ways. They look like a traditional American background. The marching band in the front. Roger Bjorklund directs this band, was the first place winner in our Torchlight Parade for 7 years in a row. St. Anthony Band had just returned from a trip east where they were awarded first place trophies in both Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. Let's listen to the St. Anthony Village High School Marching Band as they march into the range of our microphone. Right now we're going to take a brief pause here from Parade Stadium. For this message, we'll be right back.
Say, did you know the best deal on a phone is right in your home?
Here?
The Bell phone you're already happy with.
This one?
Now you can own it.
Own it? How?
Pay for it once, and it's yours. You could save money in the long run.
Nice. But what do I have to do?
You can continue leasing with maintenance included. But to buy one of these Bell phones, call 1-800-227-5000 for more information.
And it was right here all along. Hello, Mom?
Buy or lease. We give you a choice.
When I say Menards is your siding headquarters, I'm not kidding. Take a look at the selection of fine siding you'll find at Menards. Beautiful pre-finished siding, textured plywood siding, stucco siding, all on sale at Menards. 4x8 foot sheets and first quality lap siding, including maintenance-free wood grain vinyl lap siding with a 40-year warranty, all on sale. Menards has wood grain lap siding red hot sale priced at $3.99 per piece. Who's number one in siding? Menards, that's who.
This summer, Woodstock and the gang have gone camping. So get up, because McDonald's has captured their adventures on 16-ounce glasses, specially designed by Charles Schultz. Collect all 5, one each week. Get the Woodstock glass for just 49 cents this week when you buy a medium or large soft drink like Coca-Cola. So don't blow it. Supplies are limited.
Woodstock, McDonald's, and you.
Back at Parade Stadium, these are the Aquagesters, one of the units with great and long traditions with the Aquatennial. Ever since the year after the war, 1946, that the Aquagesters been here. They started as strictly an Aquatennial organization, Pat, but now they work year-round, bringing joy and happiness to any number of people who need those qualities. And I guess that includes almost all of us, doesn't it?
And what Aquatennial parade would be complete without these zany, fun-loving clowns? You know, the group is made up of approximately 100 business and professional men, students, and laborers.
Riding within the parade, just a little ways from here now, is our very own Pat Miles. I wonder what's happening where she is.
Absolute midst of the Aquatennial parade, Bill and Pat, and we wish you could be here with us. It is really interesting to finally get out to one of these parades and see all of the people that we never see who watch the news, and it's exciting for somebody to say hello to all of these people because they act like they know you and they recognize you, and it's really a thrill. So this is great fun. I just wish you could be out here on the float with us. Back to you, Bill and Pat.
We'll run down and catch up to you, Pat, and join you in just a few moments. Pat Miles, everybody said, is she still getting married? And yes, she is getting married.
Yes, she is.
Just a couple of weeks.
Big news around the station.
And of course, here the Aquagesters are still presiding over events at Parade Stadium, having a grand time, enjoying things. This is one of their traditional elements too. This is kind of a signature, and it follows up the Aquagesters in just about every parade in which they appear.
And coming up behind them is the Professional Secretaries International. They're headquartered in Kansas City, and they're holding their 38th Annual International Convention July 17th through 21st right here in Minneapolis.
The Sons of Norway float follows. The theme is the family of trolls. Norway, of course, well known for the legend of the trolls that have been told for centuries. I understand the trolls are said to prowl at night, and they live in caves and all that kind of stuff, because if the rays of sunlight were shown on them, they would turn to stone, and we don't want that to happen.
Riding on the Sons of Norway float is their Aquatennial Queen candidate, Lisbeth Diane Olsen, and her accompanying princesses.
What did you mean by that? They're not in our program. They just came up, decided they wanted to be in the parade, and they came right here.
A lot of beautiful people there outshining the trolls, aren't they? The Sons of Norway float.
understand that you wonder where my real co-host is. Bill's my co-host tonight, but Steve Doyle's my co-host on PM Magazine. And hey, Steve, what's happening on the float?
Thank you, Bill and Pat. You know, they say the humidity may be somewhere up above 90%, but I'll tell you, it certainly hasn't dampened the enthusiasm of the crowd. We've been saying up here, those who have been up on the float in past years, this is one of the largest crowds we've ever seen. Pat, you saw me packing up in the office today. You know what a disaster area it is, and we're on the CCO moving van float right now. We're all getting very excited about moving to the new building on 11th Street, and we're excited about having all these new PM Magazine viewers out here joining us for our 5th season. Back to you at Parade Stadium, Bill and Pat.
It does look like they have some kind of crowd along the parade route. That was to be expected for this kind of night. It often numbers in the 200,000 and more vicinity.
I believe
Coming up to our viewing area now is the Forest Lake City Marching Band, Minnesota's #1 open class band of 1982. Let's listen to it. As the Forest Lake City Marching Band passes by our viewing area, we're going to take a brief break.
Stay with us.
A long time ago, before there was air conditioning, people used to come out onto these wonderful old porches when the weather got hot. They even had sleeping porches and big windows they could open. It's kind of different from what happened when air conditioning got popular. You know, to some folks, turning on the air conditioner was as easy as, well, turning on a light. No matter how nice a day it was, whether there was a breeze blowing, as long as the cost of electricity was cheap. I suppose they thought it didn't matter. But those days are gone, like so many of these fine old houses. Because the cost of electricity has had to go up. What with the cost of fuel and labor, inflation in general. People have to think twice now before turning on the air conditioner, kind of plan their summer strategy. Now, nature can help out with a lovely cool breeze, or, at far less cost than air conditioning, maybe one of those new inventions.
Kemp's Summertime Limited Edition. Peaches and cream ice cream. Special summertime goodness. Made with perfectly ripe peaches. Big chunks and tiny slices blended into creamier, smoother Kemp's ice cream. Fresh peaches and cream never tasted better. But hurry, it's for summertime only. Kemp's Peaches and Cream. A special limited edition ice cream from Kemp's that tastes as good as you think it will.
We are back at Parade Stadium for the Aquatennial 1983 Torchlight Parade, the 44th annual Aquatennial. And aboard this float from the city of Blaine. Well represented. It's a unique float, beautiful one. Blaine is one of the possible sites for the projected metro area horse track. Of course, there are several other possibilities as well, but that is what has resulted in the theme of their float.
Look at this. This is the KS-95 balloon truck, and that huge flame you see there is how they inflate the hot air balloons. They just heat the air, and it fills the envelope of the balloon, and it takes it up. And believe me, that flame is pretty high.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive at night. It kind of gives you an idea of what it takes to to lift that hot air balloon, doesn't it?
They use this truck when they launch their hot air balloon from KS-95. They call it Sunny, and it's a 7-story high hot air balloon.
I'm happy that I'm happy that somebody saw that our camera is overhead there, because we have a cherry-pick a camera that we'd like not to get fried.
Coming up right now is the Coon Rapids High School Marching Band, and they're in their striking red, white, and black Corps-style uniforms.
Winner of the Skipper Award is the St. Paul Winter Carnival float, sponsored by 3M. The theme of the float is Wrapped in Winter, and it depicts some of the outdoor sports available to Minnesotans in the winter. And of course, aboard the float, the royalty from the St. Paul Winter Carnival: King Boreas Rex the 47th, Charles T. Hall, Queen of the Snows, Beth Achterling, and Prime Minister Bill Lalonde.
I tell you, Bill, our first parade together was the St. Paul Winter Carnival, and this parade's a little bit different.
Surroundings a touch different, yes.
Beautiful float.
The
Also
royal...
riding on this float is 3M's own royalty, headed by 3M princesses Jane Shortridge and her 2 attendants, Kim Hallquist and Katie Buckman.
Now, the tradition of the St. Paul Winter Carnival, of course, is that King Boreas has several brothers, which are the various winds, and they are following in the floats. Let's see, the brother winds and their princesses. The first one, 1980, Prince of the North Wind, Charles Gedbu, his Princess Carrie Law. Then Prince of the South Wind, Joe Schaefer, riding with Princess Colleen Stammer. I missed the East Wind there, didn't I? Richard Peterson and his Princess Nancy Hertog. And the Prince of the West Wind is Bill Nielsen. His princess is Kathleen Bain. Yeah, our information is a little out of sequence here, but in any case, we covered all of our guests from the St. Paul Winter Carnival there. In addition to all of the winds, several of those who make the St. Paul Winter Carnival work year-round, similar to the president and the other representatives of the Minneapolis Aquatennial, are present in various cars. Look, as you can see in the background there, the Carnival president is wondering if there's going to be some rain tonight, and apparently
he's ready
believing
for
it
it.
won't be. Oh, look, you're on
television.
camera.
Hi.
Oh, Mom, I didn't want to be on television. I believe the gentleman with that is playing the games with the umbrella there is Dick Barberi and his wife Sandy. He's the 1983 St. Paul Winter Carnival Association president. He's been on the board of directors for 3 years. He's covering all bases just in case. A good breeze has come up tonight, and it really has cooled things off very, very nicely. So it's been very pleasant. You know, we're going to take a break here for the 10 o'clock news, and then we're going to be back right after the 10 o'clock news, but we're going to continue to record right now so that you're not going to miss a thing. We'll be back at 10:30 with every bit of the Torchlight Parade.
An appeal and an apology are part of tonight's 10 p.m. report. The appeal is from Governor Rudy Perpich in Atlanta this evening, hoping to convince a firm there to open a plant in Minnesota. And the apology came today from the floor of the U.S. House.
But, Mr. Speaker, I have not yet apologized to my colleagues in this body for the shame I have brought down on this institution.
The stories are coming up next on the 10 p.m. report.
Wherever weeds and grasses pop up, clean them up. Ready to use Ortho Cleanup. It's easy with Ortho.
WCCO Television, Minneapolis, St. Paul. From the WCCO television newsrooms in the Twin Cities and Washington, D.C., this is the 10 p.m. report. With Dave Moore, Pat Miles, Skip Loescher, Mike Fairborn, Mark Rosen, and tonight's special report.
I'm Colleen Needles. Acid rain is slowly killing our lakes and trees. Tonight I'll report on what's being done to stop it.
Good evening, everyone. Political travelers in quest of votes and jobs lead tonight's 10 p.m. report. The search for votes has brought Democratic presidential candidate John Glenn to the Twin Cities campaigning on Fritz Mondale's home turf. And the search for more jobs for northern Minnesota took Governor Rudy Perpich to Atlanta today. We begin with the governor's travelers. Ann Rubenstein has that story from the newsroom.
Since taking office, Governor Perpich has spent a lot of time trying to convince businesses to stay in Minnesota. Tonight, he's in Atlanta, Georgia, trying to convince a firm to move into the state. The business is Georgia Pacific, and it's deciding where to locate 8 wood product plants. Tonight, Karen Boros is in Atlanta covering the governor's trip and reports on today's meetings.
Georgia Pacific plans to build 8 wood processing plants in the next 5 years, already selecting 2 sites, one in Virginia and one in Mississippi. Governor Perpich would like at least one of the remaining plants to locate in Minnesota, on the Iron Range or near Aiken, and met today with Georgia Pacific to state Minnesota's case. Minnesota is in the running along with Wisconsin and Michigan for a North Central plant. A decision is expected later this year.
One of the most important advantages we've seen, and that's why Governor Perpich's visit has been so helpful, is the favorable attitude on the part of government toward business.
The sale started with the trip downtown. The wood processing plant itself would employ an estimated 100 people, with timber sales to Georgia Pacific from state, federal, and private land nearing half.
Appeared to be in the mountains, while others looked as if they were on the desert floor.